It's a primary concern anytime we have someone deadlifting, back squatting, front squatting, any type of bilateral, even split staggered stance type squat. We want to make sure the knees are tracking over the toes. In very many occasions, and this is evident within the CrossFit community, sometimes this is getting over-taught, so much so that the knees are now outside the foot. Great if all you're going to do is back squat, put 1,000 pounds in your back and rep it out, but not so great if you want to be an athlete that runs, jumps, moves, and obviously lifts weights. So what we want to do is we want to do this from a staggered stance position. I have this box next to me. This can represent the side of a squat rack. It could be a pole in the gym. Shoot, you could even use a physio ball against the wall. Sometimes a wall is a little too cumbersome because in a way I want you to be able to rest your hand or grab onto this to help you balance at first. Let's start. You can see I'm going to bring my leg right up against the box. Now, you can give a little bit of room, just a wee bit, but I don't want a whole heck of a lot. If anything, it's a 1/4 inch for your foot from the outside of this box or pillar. Now, we're just going to go slow. So important. We're not doing this to necessarily get a workout. We're doing it to learn something. So ease your tempo down, ease the necessity to get a ton of reps here. We want to make sure we get it first. Let's lower ourselves slowly and not be so concerned with driving the knee out at this point. The lowering part, our knee actually comes in just slightly. We want to let it be natural. Now, if it's overly so that it is obviously out inside our foot, now this is where the box will kind of help us win that lowering part. But again, let's not overemphasize it right here. Here's where we want to emphasize it, coming out of the hole here. We can push against this box or the squat rack, give ourselves a bit of a, we call it a tactile cue, okay? And if you had a coach doing this, the coach would place their hand on your knee to really make sure that you got it. Not so much emphasis going down, but when you're coming up, that's where we can gently push, and now it's much like you're learning to drive. You gotta keep the car down the middle of the road. Too far over, you're in the shoulder, other way, you're in the median. Let's get that porch just right, and that's where this box will help us out a little bit. Allow yourself to lower and control. Use this for balance. Slight push into the box as you come up. Reps are great. I'd love to get at least 10, but again, this might be one of those things you set the clock on the wall. I'm going to do this for a minute. Slow and controlled reps. Limit your range of motion if you feel at some point during the lowering phase that you just can't help but drop your knee. Ensure your hips are going back, your chest stays up, and you're mimicking what you would use in a bilateral squat or a deadlift type of stance. Again, great exercise. Make use of it. Learn yourself a little bit better technique and keep those knees healthy.